Hello, my name's Alan Foom, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the short training courses that I offer. Now, I'm an experienced geophysicist, and I've developed several short training courses to help improve people that work for you. So my courses are aimed at improving the skills and understanding of both your technical staff and your non-technical staff within the E&P upstream oil and gas industry. They're short courses, about half a day, some less than that, some an hour or so, that enable your people to get a basic understanding of key concepts. Key task is to enable non-specialists to talk effectively to specialists. So you have a vague idea what Kirchhoff-Prieststack depth migration is, so you can talk to your geophysicist. Yes, I know, sometimes that might be a little bit difficult. Courses can be modular. We can stretch them to increase more information if that's required, or we can squeeze them if you're short for time. So just get the key points across. I can do them in person within your office, or I can do them remotely via Zoom, which I've done successfully for several clients. I'm also willing to offer some of them pro bono for universities. So if you are an academic, if you are a professor, if you need any courses to help fill your gaps, I might be able to help you. So these are the courses that I can offer. First of all, E&P for non-technical people. So this enables your technical folks to talk to your techies. An introduction to geodesy, understanding coordinate reference system, appraisal geophysics, analyzing prospects and exploration, basin screening and play Fairway evaluation, so that's zooming out a bit, and also my pet subject, depth conversion and velocity modeling. So who am I? I'm an interpretation geophysicist, 26 years major operator experience with BG Group, and you can see a little map here showing all the projects I've ever worked on. So cover most of the world. Apologies to the Gulf of Mexico, apologies to Australia. So worked all the way through the E&P cycle from basin and play analysis, looking at a very broad picture through exploration, appraisal, development to brownfield production. Full spectrum. Planned and delivered about 50 wells, built over a dozen reservoir models, analyzed many prospects, farm-ins, farm-outs, etc. And I do a lot of training. Training is a passion of mine. Run internal and external courses on both technical and non-technical topics. So I put them all together. Also love coaching and mentoring, working with adults and young people, for STEM ambassadors, working knowledge and Thames Valley job clubs. И говорю на русском языке. Может быть, могу сделать курсы на русском языке? Малему kidogo Kiswahili. Very basic, so I'm afraid I can't do courses in Swahili. Got a BSc from Imperial College in London and an MSc from University of Birmingham in Geology and Geophysics. So I'll talk a little bit about my courses very briefly. So exploration and production for non-technical people. So this can be scaled between 1 and 2 hours. I can scale it up, scale it down. Gives you key concepts in upstream E&P. So your accountants, your commercial people, your administrative staff, legal staff, etc., can get an understanding of what your techies get up to. Enables them to talk to them. Yes, I know, can be difficult at times. Basic geology, geophysics, basic petroleum engineering, talk about risk, reserves, resources, and basic business concepts. Putting it all together so you have a vague understanding of what's going on, enable yourself to have an active dialogue. A little bit about geodesy, so how to measure the Earth, so that your geologists and engineers can be aware of geodetic issues, understand coordinate systems, map projections, datums, etc., and ask appropriate questions to ensure that your operations are geodetically correct, so that you drill your wells in the right place. A little bit about interfacing with E&P software and GIS, and understanding of geodesy pitfalls. So here's a map of Australia using different map projections. Gives you an idea that not all map projections are the same, not all lat longs are the same. Appraisal geophysics. So appraisal is the bit between exploration when you find something and development when you actually put the platforms, etc. So key place to make decisions. Talk about what is field appraisal, decision management systems, project classification, development concepts, etc. Overview of resources, reserves, economics. How does the geologist fit into this? What are the main uncertainties? How do we try to manage them? And a brief overview of value of information. So that's the basic course, which is 2 to 3 hours, scalable, can be put up to about half a day. And this is the full workshop. So pretty much covering what we covered in the short course, but in much more depth. So talking also about volumetric calculations, how different types of volumetric calculations are done at each stage, what are the uncertainties with practical examples, how do we quantify risks, how do we look at the impact of appraisal locations, and also looking at more depth and value of information. Prospect analysis, so this is looking at a little bit further upstream, so this is looking at a prospect, How do prospects, leads, and concepts interface with each other? How do you estimate chances of success? We all have biases. How do we deal with them? How do we estimate volumes? A little bit of introduction to economics, so where that all fits in. A little bit of introduction to development concepts, so that fits into that. So obviously you can see that. And kill or cure using Bayes' theorem to polarize risk. Again, more in the value of information. Looking at play fairway, so that's zooming way out. How do you screen basins and why screen basins? A little bit on hydrocarbon contracts, so difference in PSC and a tax royalty system. A little bit about minimum economic volumes, again, so that you make right decisions in selecting your basins. Talk about play fairway analysis, what it is, how it fits in. How do you analyze well results? A little about seals, Cinderella petroleum exploration. Play statistics, how to use statistics to guide an understanding where you are to give yourself context. Building play fairway maps, risking, and then yet to find estimation. So that's between 2 hours to half a day, scalable again. We can do more, we can do less, depending on what your needs are. And then depth conversion, my personal pet subject. Why depth convert? Different types of velocity definitions, different methods of depth conversion, where they're more effective and less. A little bit on stochastic depth conversion and also multi-deterministic depth conversion. Looking at depth domain seismic, just because it has meters on the side doesn't mean it's correct. Looking how do you laterally interpret velocities, so making maps, making models, tying wells, how does that all fit together, and QC tools to put it all together. So it gives an understanding for non-specialist geophysicists of how geophysicists work, so you can have an effective dialogue with these people. So just sum up, training courses can teach to improve your skills, your staff, technical and non-technical. Short, half a day to a single day, can scale up and down depending on your needs. Modularity. Do them either remotely and Zoom, and I might do them pro bono for universities. Thank you very much. Look forward to working with you. Please like, subscribe.